Alright, greetings everyone. Today I wanted to go ahead and take a moment to go ahead and bring people aware of infestation issues, that being fruit flies in the home. Now this is the type of animal that is basically a very prolific enemy of the household because they can stay around forever. Now the reason they can stay around forever is because people typically might leave food or garbage in their garbage drain or maybe just left out and haven't put it away yet. Now, the way that you can typically counter this infestation is by proper maintenance inside the home. You want to dispose of your leftovers or seal them appropriately in Tupperware, a bag, Glad, whichever. And then, of course, the trash cover should be secure and the sink cleaned regularly with perhaps an intensity cleaner, which could be anything from liquid plumber, ammonia, to flat out Clorox. Now, if the infestation has already occurred, there are some additional steps that you can take to fend them off, including, for example, bull traps, sprays, flypaper, but the most important thing is to take them down at the source. Now we're going to circle back over here to those little trapping mechanisms, but first let's talk about the source. Now the source is basically for them is the spawning point. Now a fruit fly has a spawning point that can typically be, well, wherever it gets food, water, or it's just things that are degrading down. For example, even an old sponge. Now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and start by first, of course, taking the food and getting it put away as I mentioned earlier, but then what you want to go ahead and do is make sure that you've cleaned out that drain. Now the drain is basically going to have all these little flies that are going on there, and they're going to be dropping their eggs inside there. Now typically when that time frame is, you want to go in there every 2 to 3 hours, and you want to be pouring that in there just to make sure that any that are going back in there are getting wiped out. Or of course you could always cover your drain, and on occasion just go ahead and pour the Clorox during the infestation. Now the reason we're taking such a proactive approach with fruit flies is fruit flies have kind of a long-term lifespan. That's about 40 to 50 days. Now obviously this isn't a time frame that we plan on entertaining our little flying insect house guests, so let's get back to that plan of attack. Now, once you've went ahead and you've taken care of their little spawning point, and you've went ahead and you've cleaned out all the different areas where you've left out food or perhaps your garbage can, and you've cleaned those out, now we've went ahead and moved up to the point where we need to attack them. And that brings us back to the bull traps. Now, a bull trap is simple enough to make. All you need, stop by the store, grab a couple dollars, and spend that on apple cider vinegar. Now, once you get home, just pour that into a bowl about halfway, and then put in a little bit of dish soap. Now, with that dish soap, what happens is they can smell the vinegar, and they're going to come down and they're going to land inside that. Now, once they land in there, the dish soap is going to go ahead and lock them in. Now, once it locks them in, they're going to go ahead and they're going to drown. Just a quick way to take care of the ones that are already hatched, obviously. Now, another way you can take care of them, of course, is flypaper. Most people stop by the store to pick up flypaper, but you also have the option if you want to make a quick, easy flypaper at home. Not that I recommend it, but you can take just simple toilet paper and peanut butter, and the animal will just land on that and get stuck, and it'll die as well. Now, of course, once you've went ahead and done this, there are some times and situations where they get up a little bit higher, and it's either just kind of hanging out up there. Now, what you want to do in those situations, in addition to the standard issue fly swatter, is get yourself a spray. For myself, when I went ahead and had this situation happen, I just got a standard thing of Raid. Now, you want to make sure it's the right type of Raid. Some things are specific to, for example, roaches or ants. And then, of course, they're the ones that are typically for the house guest flies. And these are the ones you want to use. Now, doing this, keep in mind, Raid is kind of an overpowering aerosol chemical. You're going to want to make sure that you go ahead and get yourself a standard face mask. Now, a face mask should be able to be found in like the cold or flu aisle. They're about $9.99. Pack of probably 10 or 20 of them, and just make sure you wear that while you're going ahead and you're aerosoling the area. Now that's going to pretty much fry them where they stand. Just make sure you get all their little landing surfaces, and then go ahead and follow through with this format. As long as you follow through with this, the standard time frame that it should take to get rid of these, maybe 3 to 5 days to completely wipe them out, but you will notice a severe change of them after your first initial attack, because once you've done the spray, once you've set the traps, they literally are just going to land there and they're going to die out and they're going to be fastly gone. But the important thing to remember is, even though we've got all these ideas and techniques in order to go ahead and get rid of them, the most effective way to prevent them from coming is to have a clean home. So make sure that even once you've taken care of the infestation, you keep a clean house, and you shouldn't run into this type of problem again. Anyway, I just want to go ahead and thank you for your time and listening to my presentation here with regarding to home infestations of the fruit fly. And tally-ho.